You're listening to Hackers IRL. We're the people the news pretends are a single character. We are not. We pop shells, walk our dogs, fight with our printers, and somehow ship the work. This show is voicemails. Brain dumps from our side of the wire about whatever's on our minds. The line stays open. Up next, Panda from Assura, the superheroes of cybersecurity. Here's their story.
Hey guys, it's Panda. Oh my gosh, today's been a pretty crazy day at RVASec here at the downtown Richmond Marriott. I don't know where to start. So I started kind of doing some booth duty for my company, but I wasn't needed too much in the morning. So I ended up playing the CTF with a couple friends. That's Shadow, or SSH Shadow, Errant Packet, Matt Brown, and myself, Panda. And it was a MetaCTF, or now they're known as Skillbit. And it was a blast. Roman Bohuk always does a really great job with his challenges, and today's were really no different. It was a lot of fun. A lot of really varied challenges, from forensics to reversing, some IoT hardware hacky type stuff, lock picking, just a ton of really fun things. There's a challenge with recreating a player's actions in a Minecraft game for some flags. It's like so much crazy stuff. My brain really doesn't work anymore. But our team did really well. We won first place, which I think is disrupting some of the former, winners here who've been winning a bunch of years in a row. So that's kind of cool. But it wasn't just us who were doing really well. There was two other teams we were pretty much neck and neck with all day. They were actually leading us up until the last 5 minutes. So super, super tight race. Those teams are awesome. So congrats, guys. It was really anyone's game. It was us and, I think the next team was pretty far down the leaderboard. Just us three battling it out all day. So anyway, for those who haven't played a CTF before, it's a great way to, learn new things, try your skills, collaborate with other people who, may be better in different areas than you. It's definitely okay not to know everything. That's why we have teams. And, really just learn. One of the things I really like about Roman's challenges is that, they're constantly evolving to, emulate real life scenarios. I've seen some really cool AI challenges, in his game, and, just other things that, if you're not working on this stuff day to day, or, those specific systems, you might not interact with it. A lot of people are afraid to play CTFs or make it a big competition, and yeah, it's fun to win, but, at the end of the day, if you learn something, I think that's like the true goal. And, what really makes the contest creators happy to hear, not, how mad you are, you got stuck at some point or whatever. So, anyway, like I said, I've had much sleep and it's been a crazy day. I'm just chilling here in the room, leaving this podcast, and I'm going to head over to an ISACA dinner. Thank you, ISACA, for sponsoring. It's kind of cool that we're doing the after party. And then I'm probably going to drive home, which is a very long way for those who don't know. Yeah, that's my life today, and it was a super fun day. And thank you to everyone who I hung out with here at RVASec. You guys are amazing, and made my first RVASec a ton of fun. So yeah, I'll definitely be back. And yeah, I hope more people call into this show. If you have cool RVASec stories, definitely call in. I think one of the things that's kind of a highlight today, just in our discussions, because I make contests as well as one of my other team members. Honestly, if you are thinking about it, please make CTFs. We need more games to train more hackers. But anyway, we were talking about a lot of, how CTFs are kind of needing to evolve, with current AI tools, and how Jeopardy CTFs, it's really hard to run a Jeopardy style CTF nowadays, because if you make the individual Jeopardy problems too simple, the AI can kind of one shot them. So in this game, we saw a lot of really cool things where it's like references that a human, would need, or the AI is just not going to connect, whether that's a physical thing or just a way that humans think about something, the AI doesn't. Or, we had some real life challenges involved as well. I liked that they weren't a scavenger honey. Scavenger hunt challenges are a lot of fun, but it doesn't really test your skill. This game, for instance, had us go do in the Lockpick Village, who also had their own challenges, different levels of locks and 4 different flags. So that was actually one of the ones I got pretty quick. And I thought that was funny because the only reason I'm somewhat good at lockpicking, and I don't even hold a candle to a lot of my friends at Tool, that one of my team members helps run the event track, Kataze at DEF CON. I can't do the super advanced stuff, but I do go to a local lockpick group, Pick Jacks, every month, and shoot the shit with my friends and pick a bunch of locks. And that's something I don't think about a lot, but it came in handy today. Someone came up to me after, he's like, "You one-shotted that lock." It's just funny. But it's just honestly boring, because most of the time I'm not even thinking about it when I'm picking those locks. It feels good, to get it, but I'm just talking to my friends and hanging out, and it's just like a fidget toy. So, if you want to learn, just practice. There's not really more than that. You get a feel for it after a while. But yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to see how in the next couple of years the CTF games that we know and love evolve from these Jeopardy style CTFs that have been super popular, and maybe it's like a network wide CTF, and you don't know the objectives clearly, or don't know where the flags are, and you can use as advanced agentic tooling as you want, but it's a giant environment, and you're going to chug through it just like you would in the real world trying to find a threat actor. So I think that would be really cool to see, and it's actually a little more reminiscent of some of the games I've played and won at DEF CON. But it's kind of almost moving beyond people who were doing arithmetic in the 1940s, to get us to space, comparing that to someone in the 80s with a calculator that can do all the same equations, and it moved them up, all of a sudden the things that they were able to do are just so much bigger. So I imagine the scale of these CTFs and the challenges that these game makers are going to have to make are going to be very different and much larger as well. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. I'm very tired, Panda, signing off, and I hope you all have an amazing one. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Hackers IRL. Background music is Simplicity by Macroform. If you've got a story of your own, a breach, a leak, a close call, or just something on your mind, join us. Call 904-915-HACK. That's 904-915-4225. Up to 10 minutes. Choose to preserve your OPSEC, and we distort your voice before anyone hears it. End of transmission.